Hello everyone! Today I am so excited to share a recipe with you for this high protein vegan zucchini lasagna that is one of my favorite things. I made this constantly on my weight loss journey, during my weight loss journey. It is a great high volume, calorie deficit, high protein, friendly meal. It is so good and it's great for cold weather. It's great for the winter, and the macros on this are crazy. Hold on, let me look at them and tell you real quick. For a quarter of the lasagna, which this isn't the whole lasagna, this was just some of it that I plated, it is 317 calories, 25.5 grams of protein, 17.7 carb, and 16.4 fat. And honestly, I mean, you could eat as much of this as you want, but just like, you know, if you want to divide it into quarters, that's what you're looking at. Of course, the full macros and ingredients and everything is always listed in the description box. I'm so excited to share this with you, and let's make some zucchini lasagna. So the first thing you're going to do, don't forget to do this, is weigh out your empty pan that you're going to make the lasagna in. Write that number down, save it for later. For my vegan ground beef, I'm using the one from Abbott's Butcher. I really like this one. I think it tastes really good. I like the macros on it. I like the ingredients in it. So I definitely recommend this one. But of course, you could use crumbled up tofu. You could use textured vegetable protein. It comes frozen, and I'm just going to spray it with a little oil spray and then just like pop it on the stove on a low heat just to help it start cooking. Then I'm going to take like 2/3 of a block of some tofu that I had. This is firm tofu. I had used part of it for tofu scramble earlier in the day, so I knew this would be enough. So I'm just going to pop it into my blender, add in some nutritional yeast, some non-dairy milk. I always love the Ripple pea protein one in. It's so good. I think it tastes great, and it's a great way to get a little extra protein in, and some salt. You're going to blend this up just for a few seconds until it turns into a ricotta-like texture. It should be nice and thick, and taste it, see if you want to add more salt. After a little bit of cooking, like a few minutes, the vegan ground beef had thawed out, so I added some onion powder, garlic powder, red pepper flakes. I'm going to add my tomato sauce. I like this one, and I like the one from Rayo's. They're both pretty good. And then I'm going to add in some water and give this a mix around. Pop it back on the stove just for a few minutes to just kind of like let those flavors get together. Now we're going to make our zucchini lasagna noodles. So I'm going to cut off both of the ends. And at this point, I will weigh the zucchini because this is how much zucchini I'm using in the recipe. So you're going to take a vegetable peeler and you're just going to start making zucchini ribbons. So just take your vegetable peeler and just run it across the zucchini. Once I get to the middle part of the zucchini, like from one side, then I will flip it and like start then the other side, and then I'll flip it again until basically I end up with this little rectangle of the inner part of the zucchini. It'll just become too thin for you to keep peeling it. And then I will just take my knife and cut it as thinly as I possibly can. It's really not that big of a deal. Don't worry if it's not super thin, but I do my best to get it as thin as I can with a knife, and that's how you can use all the zucchini. And then you just repeat it with the other one, and look at these beautiful ribbons you're left with. So now it's just time to assemble the lasagna. So I always add some sauce to the bottom of my pan, and these are the caraway pans. I'll have a discount code if you ever are curious about it. Then I'm going to layer up half of the zucchini, make a nice tight layer so this has a good base. Then I'm going to add some vegan ricotta, and then you can really like layer this how you want. It's totally up to you. Then I'm going to add my sauce, you know, spread that on there. Then we will do another layer of the zucchini lasagna ribbons, pieces, noodles, whatever you want to call them, whatever, the zucchini. And then I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients on top. And again, like you can just layer this how you want to layer it. There's really no right or wrong way to do it, but I always like the cheese to kind of be on top. So I'm going to do the sauce next. And then I will just take the ricotta that's left and kind of make little dollops with it because I just like to do that. Again, this is easy to make to your preferences, how you like it. And then this is optional, but I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of shredded vegan mozzarella on top. It's 90 calories. It doesn't really do that much damage to the full recipe, so I like it. I'm going to cover this with foil so that way it kind of like steams as it cooks. It melts the vegan cheese nicer. Pop this in the oven 425 for 30 minutes. Then take the foil off, bake for like 10-15 minutes, and it'll look something like this. Let it cool and then weigh it again, and then that now is your final number that you subtract so you can know the weight of the recipe. And then I'm just going to cut it into pieces and enjoy. It's so good. Look at that piece right there. Delicious. And also this, like, just like regular lasagna, if you leave it in the fridge overnight, it holds itself together better. I had some fresh basil that I grew in my Aero garden. How good does that look? The basil leaves were huge. I'm going to add it on top of my little lasagna, make it look all nice and fancy. I even layered up 2 pieces of it so it was nice and stacked high, and doesn't that just look so good? And that was our recipe. I really hope you guys try this one out because it's so good. and it's just complete and utter comfort food to me. And like, as good as regular lasagna is, this is also very, very good. Obviously it's not really entirely traditional in any way, shape, or form, but it's so good if you're having that lasagna craving but you're trying to be good about your goals. Definitely recommend it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.